"You're getting sacked in the morning," chanted Wolves fans at Jürgen as his team suffered an embarrassing defeat on Saturday afternoon. After 90 minutes of football, Liverpool had lost by 3-0, meaning after 20 matches this term, the Air ranked 10th in the table. Indeed, if wasn't, the Wolves supporters might have been correct. This season, Liverpool's form has been truly appalling and some of the performances have been even worse, conceding the same amount of goals as Everton, who are ranked 18th, while winning fewer games than Fulham, who achieved promotion from the Championship just 7 months ago. Almost any manager of any heavyweight club would be under fire based on the current landscape, and perhaps rightly so depending on the situation at hand. Football is a demanding sport and the clamor for consistently positive results is never-ending, which perhaps explains why many of S peers are rarely employed for longer than 2 seasons before they are dismissed. Liverpool transfer news as Jürgen wants exciting $96 million duo including 7-goal playmaker. A whole squad of players can't simply be sacked, so more often than not, the go-to solution is to sack the manager, before employing a new man at the top to install fresh ideas and hopefully make dramatic changes in search of better results. Is mostly free from such noise because of the amount of credit he's already got in the bank, bringing the and Champions League titles to Anfield in recent years, but his trophy haul isn't the only reason why he's safe in his job on Merseyside. Around the time the German was appointed back in 2015, the owners wished to conduct a detailed analysis of his final season at Borussia Dortmund, in which BVB had finished 7th in the Bundesliga table. Wanted to know whether S team was poorly coached or simply unlucky, and they found out that it was in fact the latter. Conducted the study, having been appointed as Liverpool's first ever director of research just a few years earlier. A Cambridge physicist, he was the man who was going to be responsible for establishing the club's first data science department, in which numbers would be used in order to analyze players, similar to the story of Moneyball, the Oakland Athletics and the Boston Red Sox baseball team. Graham was convinced that was more than fine despite Borussia Dortmund's fortunes, and proceeded by recommending his appointment. Over the course of his career in football, the scientist, who is known for declining public interviews, has challenged conventional wisdom by debunking popular myths using data. Before his role at Anfield, the Welshman worked as a consultant for, assisting with a column known as the Fink Tank. On a regular basis, Graham would tackle a common but unproven legend or cliché in search of hard evidence to support those historic notions. On one particular occasion, he tackled managers and when it is the right time to make a sacking call. My guess is that short-term, less than 10 games, blips in form result in upset fans, and calls for the manager's head. The directors duly comply. Rash decisions and short-termism seems to be behind a lot of manager sackings, he wrote in his conclusion. In his work for The Times, Graham essentially suggested that it was unclear as to whether a resulting upturn in form was down to a new manager, or whether that improvement would have happened regardless of a managerial change. For the most part, upon inspection of the whole footballing landscape, it seems changing the coach does little aside from an initial short-term bounce. Unlike many of his peers across the continent, has proved his status as a real star who is genuinely capable of getting more out of his players than seems realistically possible. The 55-year-old improves the performances of teams and players, and he's proved that over the course of his 20-year career. The Anfield boss hasn't simply lost that innate skill, he is just navigating his club through turbulent waters. His midfield department needs investment, is debating a full or partial sale of Liverpool, and Graham is serving his notice, due to resign at the end of the campaign alongside sporting director. Liverpool and supporters from up and down the country should perhaps remember the words uttered by Hans-Joachim Watzke, CEO of Borussia Dortmund. In his book, he stated, "Maybe it would have been better if we had changed the whole team instead of firing the coach because there are so many good players but not many great coaches." People are always wise after the event. Right now, Liverpool and have an opportunity to be wise before the event. Liverpool could be about to prove Jürgen myth wrong and achieve what he has never done. Liverpool has another Darwin Núñez for Jürgen as exciting $155 million duo can soon explode.